It's time to say goodbye to this old swing set. After 18 years, it's looking pretty weathered. It's made of redwood though, and it seems like a shame to just throw it out. Redwood is naturally rot resistant, so let's see if I can upcycle it into some outdoor furniture. I'm thinking an Adirondack chair. It sure is easier to take this apart than to put it together. There are lots of free plans for Adirondack chairs on the web. I picked one I liked and posted the link below. With these plans you can make a chair out of just 1x6 lumber, but I've got a decent amount of wood that's 1.5 inch thick, so I'll modify the plans a little bit to beef up the arms and the legs. There's quite a bit of wood here, hopefully enough for 2 chairs. First I hosed it off and let it dry out in the sun. Definitely need the metal detector to find any broken off fasteners. Let's run it through the thickness planer and see what this redwood really looks like. Very nice. Using the plans, I made a plywood template, then cut the arms out on a bandsaw and sanded it smooth. I used to think this belt and disc sander was a luxury item, but boy, I use it on just about every project now. Since this is reclaimed wood, there are lots of defects, like these fastener holes. I turned some plugs from one of the ladder rungs to fill them. I filled a bunch of the smaller holes too. A belt sander makes quick work of making the plugs flush, then I rounded over all the edges. This is one of the lower legs. The lower legs and the front legs are connected with galvanized carriage bolts. I used the right angle on the corner of this piece of hardboard to line them up properly. A spacer at the front end sets the lower legs back to allow for a front rail. There will be 3 carriage bolts here. Once the first 2 bolts are in place, the third one is foolproof. I drilled pilot holes through both pieces and then made counter bores where the nuts will go. This is the inside of the chair, so the smooth bolt heads will be on the outside. Next, the 2 leg assemblies are connected together. The plans call this one the front cross piece, and this part is called the bottom support. The arms are connected by an upper back support, and the plans don't mention it, but it ought to be trimmed flush with the arms. That means back to the bandsaw and the belt sander. The back supports have a curve for the back slats, and this thicker upper back support needs to have the curve cut at an angle. The easiest way to do that is to tilt the table on the bandsaw. This project really starts to come together once you attach the arms to the front legs. It's a little awkward positioning these. Another pair of hands would have been nice. The arms are simply attached with 3-inch deckmate screws. Here's another little design problem. These little arm supports go here, but they sit right on the head of a carriage bolt. The arm support needs to be notched out a little bit, then it can be screwed into place. Then I started setting the back slats in place, but they were all askew. The problem was that the curves on the upper and lower supports didn't match, so I just used one to mark the other and cut out the curve again. The seat slats came next, with the first one curved to fit in place. I also added an extra support near the top to keep the back lined up properly. And with that, this project is done. From this to this, there was indeed enough wood for 2 chairs, and even enough left over for some little accessories.